I don't know what's going wrong. I'm doing everything I can. So this business owner, she feels like she's at the end of her rope. She's tried everything. I do social media posts every day. I email to my list once a month. I did a billboard outside of my shop. We did the KDKA morning show on TV. And I was in World Magazine. I don't know what's going wrong. I'm doing everything I can. So someone like me or Catherine would look at that in maybe 2 seconds and say, okay, you're missing a gigantic piece of the pie.
Well, hi everybody. Lee Gerstenberger here. I wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you to Cullen Richardson. Cullen Richardson is the founder of Rich House Media, and in all fairness, his firm is the one that helped me with my website and with my social media. So Cullen, first I want to say thanks for the great job you guys did. I'm getting all kinds of terrific feedback from people that have seen my website and are getting my 3 Thoughts for Thursday. And I just thought it'd be fun to maybe introduce you to some of my friends and get you to tell us a little more about your business, and in particular some of the work you've done over the last couple of years in website design and website optimization.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot.
So tell me, how did you get involved in this aspect of social media?
I think it was kind of by accident. So my wife, aka your daughter, started a store called Rosewood Boutique about 10 years ago. Actually, she started her first store in Arkansas about 10 years ago. And it was a success, and so we brought the concept up to Pittsburgh, and I want to say 2011, and it was another runaway success. And I think we hit a period around the year 2014 where sales were fine by all standard measures. We were doing good, but we weren't seeing the growth that we were accustomed to. And so we really dug in and started to ask ourselves why. And so we hatched this crazy plan to install a sales funnel, which included the use of a loss leader and contracting with an influencer and doing video, kind of like we're doing now. And we saw a huge boost in our sales by like 54%,
Wow.
which was pretty significant for a small business.
Before you get too far ahead, and I'm just thinking back on Rosewood and the evolution of Rosewood, it seems like it all started with Facebook. At least that was, as I recall, the first foray into social media. So talk a little bit about how you got involved with Facebook and then how that ended up being a springboard to what you do today.
Right, so 2008, 2009 were like the golden days on Facebook. You could put up a post about your business and you would see sales. And there was a really clear correlation. But as time went by, you know, you start to see that taper off. More and more people get on Facebook, it gets more saturated. And so sales from Facebook kind of tapered off. So we had to look for more blue ocean to play in. And so the new Facebook became Instagram. And so eventually, after a while with Instagram, we started seeing the same thing, you know, big boom around 2012, 2013, and then a taper off over the years. But it was Facebook.
So tell us a little bit about your business now, what Rich House Media does, and whether you use me as an example or some other clients that you've worked with, the kinds of things that you think you can be helpful in working with clients or people that may have a need for your services.
Sure. So one of our favorite things to do, I think, Catherine, you know, is my partner in this, is revenue creation. So a few years ago, I got drafted to join an agency in downtown Pittsburgh. And one of our pilot programs was to see if we could boost revenue of certain startup companies. And we actually had huge success on not just the social media front, that's kind of like the shallow end of it, but when we went really deep, we found we could get a lot of revenue from paid advertising on social media. So there's tons more facets to social media than just the post that the everyday user would see on it. So I would say probably our top 3 things would be paid advertising, email marketing, and social media as far as revenue creators.
So let's talk about email marketing, because I've been very fortunate to have had some early successes with that. Talk a little bit about the kinds of things that organizations could be doing or leveraging your expertise as it relates to email marketing.
Sure. So we get to peek under the hood of people's businesses all the time. We get new proposals coming in all the time. So we typically do a free audit to get in there and look around. And what we see is people are woefully undersending emails more often than not. First of all, a lot of business owners question even the necessity of having an email list, which is, you know, coming from somebody who has made, for either myself or clients, probably hundreds of thousands of dollars from email, even as recently as 2017, 2018, that would be a big mistake. So definitely having an email list is paramount importance to any business. And then the other thing would be, there's 4 different types of emails, and I think most people, the average person, only thinks of one. What we call the broadcast email that goes out to everybody on your list, and you're done, and that's it. But actually there's 3 other types of email that most people don't get into, and there's a lot of revenue to mine when you get into those.
Interesting. So email was one of the 3 legs of the stool. Paid advertising was the other thing you mentioned. When you say paid advertising, you're talking about your clients are actually purchasing ads that run on social media or are sent out on social media. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Correct, yeah. So, you know, paid advertising could be anything. You could buy an infomercial or a billboard, but where we're seeing the highest ROI, and we have for the past 3 years at least, would be on social media. So Facebook ads, we're seeing, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 times ROI, depending on the ad set.
And you mentioned that Facebook is sort of passé on the one hand, but you and your firm got me involved with a Facebook account, for my business, which I never thought is something that never even occurred to me. So Facebook sounds like it may still have some relevance, particularly from a business-to-business standpoint.
Most definitely does. And so, yeah, you know, maybe 10 years ago, there was just this like just this boom of social media proliferation where there's 40 different types of social media and people feel pressured to be posting on each one. But I think nowadays we've narrowed it down to 2, maybe 3 platforms that people should be playing on, depending on the vertical. So your vertical as a consultant lends itself really well to LinkedIn, so we play on LinkedIn. And then Facebook is kind of the one I would recommend for anybody and everybody, doesn't matter who you're trying to reach. Definitely be on Facebook now.
So give us an idea of the kind of organizations that are sort of in your sweet spot. Who do you think you can help, or kinds of firms that you've worked with? Large, small, what industries?
Sure. So I think the principles are pretty much applicable across the board that we work with, whether B2C or B2B. There is some slight variation by vertical, and I think we've kind of honed in and think we know what those are. But you know, we come from a retail background, and so that's our sweet spot. But we also have seen great results with consultants, gyms, you know, personal wellness, health and fitness, the medical supplies company, and we're selling on Amazon too. So there's a lot of different ways that you can promote your business, but I think we hone in on the macro level stuff.
Okay, good. And so again, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the easiest way to connect with you and Catherine and Rich House Media?
Sure. So the site's richhousemedia.com. Hop on there, shoot us a note. My personal email is cullen@richhousemedia.co or .com, and it's spelled C-U-L-L-E-N.
Okay, good, great. Well, thanks for being with us today. I hope you found this interesting. I can tell you again, Cullen, I'm so grateful for the work you did for me. I continue to get terrific accolades and feedback on not just my website, but also on the the weekly email that goes out, Three Thoughts for Thursday. So I'm really grateful for you and Catherine to help me move my marketing into the 21st century.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today. Hope to see you again soon with some other interesting introductions I can make to individuals that may make a difference for you and your business. Thanks and have a great day.